So we're going to start in a child's pose. So just coming onto your mats in a kneeling position. You can have the knees together. You can have them nice and wide apart. And then there's different variations with your upper body as well. So if you feel like it's working for you this morning to have the elbows bent, that might feel nice. To have the elbows bent but the arms slightly forward, you can have them stretched out. You can have them along the sides of the body. So there's quite a few different variations that you might enjoy. And it might change as we progress throughout this first pose. So just taking your time to give yourself the opportunity to figure out what is going to work for you this morning. And once you get into your child's pose, just allow the eyes to close down and allow yourself to gradually be brought into this moment. I want you to just take notice of your environment first and foremost. So notice any sounds around you. Notice the feeling of the ground that is beneath you. And coming into noticing the sensations, the thoughts, the perhaps responses or reactions that you're having to the space that is around you. So perhaps it's a bit chilly, the temperature, or it's a bit warm, depending on where you are. So you might find that you're responding to that aspect of your environment and just taking notice, not for too long, but just enough to be aware. And these are aspects that can always bring us back into the present moment. And sometimes it pulls us away from having a very clear focus. But it does draw us back to being aware. And that can be a really useful tool throughout the practice. But we'll shift our focus now just to the feeling and the sensation, maybe the sound of your own breath. You may notice the feeling of the breath from different perspectives. From an external perspective, you might notice the feeling through the nostrils and on your top lip. If your face is close to the mat, you might notice that there's some heat bouncing back. When you breathe out against the floor, the mat, you might notice there's some heat bouncing back towards you from the floor. Perhaps you begin to connect to the breath from an internal perspective as you breathe in through the nose and that passageway as it comes down the throat into the internal body, the lungs, many different areas of the lungs that we can begin to connect with as the breath comes in, and also through the abdomen, through the diaphragm, and again, many different aspects through that area of the body that we can begin to connect with. And just for the next few moments, really bringing awareness to how the breath is feeling for you, where it's going. And typically we connect automatically to these obvious areas that we breathe into, these very direct areas that are directly involved in how our breath is functioning. We're going to try to send the breath to other areas of the body. So with this exercise, you might like to give it a color or a light in your mind's eye. And you're just going to take areas of the body that you might immediately be noticing, especially in this position of child's pose, and visualize sending the breath to those particular areas. And it can become more than just a visualization. It can be a feeling. You might imagine or feel heat or some sort of energy moving to particular areas of the body. Or you can, again, just visualize this light or this color moving maybe to the ankles, to the toes, in towards the hips, or other areas of the body here. We'll do this for a few more breaths. Notice if there's any stagnation that you might want to have the body just start to dispense of. You can use the breath to begin to eliminate and just even diminish those areas that are feeling stuck in the body. And perhaps your child's pose has started to become a little bit more energetic, or perhaps you've just really started to sink down deep and you want to keep that energy of just being very, very relaxed. Either way is fine, but just knowing that your child's pose can and will change just depending on how you're feeling in your body. Maybe we're here for another 2 to 4 breaths, just depending on you. Feel free to make any adjustments through the distance you have between the legs or the energy that you have around the arms and the shoulders. Last few moments here. And if you don't have your arms forward yet, just gradually allow them to come forward. You can choose to just have the elbows bent, or you can really extend and lengthen them. And trying to keep the eyes closed down, we're just going to slowly, gradually draw the body up into a tabletop position and move in any way that is calling to you. So the knees might either come to hip width, or maybe you open them a little bit wider. And you're just going to allow movement to come into the body in any way that feels freeing for you, in any way that feels like it just gives you a little bit more connection to who you are this morning, to where you're at, and how you can create some unity between various parts of yourself, your mind, your body, your breath, your energy. So starting to work out some of the kinks in the body. Few more movements like this. And then starting to make your way back into your tabletop position. If you're right in the middle of the mat, you're just going to slowly move yourself a little bit towards the back of the mat as we're going to come and lay down on the belly. So you can get there in any way that you would like. You can be really specific and precise about slowly lowering down, or you can just sort of like uncurl like a worm. Up to you. So coming all the way down onto the belly. From here, we're just going to come into a little bit of cobra movement. So the hands, palms, we'll just find a position that feels natural for you. Don't be too specific. Feel your toenails pushing down and the face is down on towards the mat. We're going to lift up and look over the right shoulder. So inhale, looking over the right shoulder. It's a really small lift. Exhale, lowering down. Faces down to the mat. Inhale, let's go over the left shoulder. We're not using too much strength to get there. Exhale, lower all the way down. One more on each side. Inhale to lift. So we're not trying to get ourselves too high. Exhale, coming down. Let's finish looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering all the way down. From here, we're gonna tuck the toes under. We're gonna squeeze the elbows in, the face is down, and we're gonna lift the belly button away from the mat. Hold this position. So just feel how it's almost as if your sitting bones are tucking down towards your heels. Your belly button pulls away from the mat. You can still breathe. It's as if your pubic bone is trying to scoop up towards your chin, your belly button, just up towards the front of the body in general. And you want to feel the elbows squeezing in. We're just holding here for another few breaths. Your toes are tucked. Your knees and your thighs are down. Belly button is lifted for 3. Elbows squeezing in. There's a little bit of push through the palms, not too much for 2. Relaxing through the jaw for 1. Let's let the belly release down. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Let's lift up, look over the right shoulder. Again, we're not going too high. Exhale, coming down. Lifting up to look over the left shoulder. And exhale to lower all the way down. Good. 1 more on each side. Inhale, looking over the right. And exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, looking over the left, and exhale, lower down. Let's again tuck the toes under and lift the belly button away from the mat, elbows squeezing in. So you might feel there's a bit of sensation building up into your triceps at this stage. Again, it's like your sitting bones are trying to hook down towards your heels. Your pubic bone is trying to hook up towards your belly, and that way you have a lift in the abdomen. Rather than the pubic bone lifting off the mat, it's trying to almost push down and up towards the top of the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Let's release the toes. Let's give the arms a bit of a break. We're going to come out to the sides on the tips of the fingers. And you want to imagine that you're squeezing the thumb and the forefingers towards one another. They don't have to physically move, but rather than the energy of just flattening down, we want to keep squeezing in to build up the strength. Let's look over right, left, and right, left. Inhale, coming up. Looking over right. Maybe you use the hands a little bit more. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lift up and look over left. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, lift up, look over right. Exhale, coming down. And last one on this side. Inhale, lifting up, look over left. Exhale, and coming down. Let's draw the hands again underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, lift the belly button away from the mat. And again, we're gonna hold. So belly button is lifted, pubic bone is pushing down and slightly scooping up. Sitting bones are angling down towards your heels, elbows squeezing in. 3, pushing a little bit down through your hands. 2, keeping your forehead down on the mat. And 1. Let's release the toes, release the belly. Again, opening up through the fingertips. Right side, left side, right side, left side. Let's inhale, come up. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe you lift a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, left shoulder. Perhaps you lift a little more. Exhale, lower down. 1 more each side. Inhale, right shoulder lift. Exhale, lower down. And last one, inhale, left shoulder lift. Exhale, lower all the way down. Let's draw the hands underneath the shoulders, forehead down, tuck your toes, pull the belly button off the mat. So we're just gonna be here for about another 5 seconds before we try to push back to child's pose. Again, sitting bones down to heels, pubic bone down and up towards you. Push the hands, palms down, keep your chin into your chest, and you're gonna try to lift your upper body as one whole unit. So when you push to child's pose, your chest doesn't lift first. Go ahead, push back to child's pose. Exhale there. Inhale, come forward into your tabletop position. Maybe you're walking yourself into the middle of the mat again. And right away, we're gonna take weight off the right hand. Right arm comes forward, nice and long. From here, we're going to open the right arm out to the side, reaching the fingers long. Let's bring it forward again. One more time, reaching and then out towards the side. From this position, you're going to reach high by pushing down your left hand. Good. Then exhale, come back to where we were, to the side. One more like that. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, down to where we were. Let's let the hand lower. Taking the left hand, reaching the left arm forward. So you can have palm down, you can have palm to the inside. It's really up to you. Let's take it out. And then reaching forward. Now, as you do this, spread your right fingers out to the side with the left arm. Forward again in front of you. Let's finish out to the side. And then we're going to go up. Now you can stay looking down, and then you're going to go with the arm to the side again. Or you can look to the side or look up. Exhale, coming all the way down. Let's lower the left hand. Inhale, right arm comes forward. We're going to blend the sequence together. Take the right arm all the way out. Inhale, let's go all the way up. And exhale, this time thread it through. And lower your ear, your cheek, your shoulder down on the mat. Use your left hand in any way that you need to give you a little bit more twist or a little bit less pressure on your neck. Sometimes when we can use the pushing down energy of the left hand, it takes a little bit of pressure off of the neck and it gives us more of a twist into the rest of the spine. Staying for a few more breaths. Being mindful that your body weight is not heavily shifting or your hips are twisting. You want to be a little bit more conscious of the distribution of body weight between both of the knees evenly. One more breath here. If your left hand has moved, readjust it so you feel that it's pushing down for you. Inhale, come up. We're going to reverse everything. So you're going up and then you're going to the side and finishing, reaching forward at the end. Left leg goes back as well, holding. Relax through the jaw and just feel in the last few moments this long line of energy from your left toes all the way through to your right hand fingers, and exhale, lower everything down. Taking the weight off of the left hand, left arm comes forward. Reach it all the way out to the left side. Inhale, reach up, twist. Exhale, thread the arm through and lower the ear, the cheek, the head, the shoulder down. So again, we're trying to be conscious of maybe the habits or tendencies that we have. And typically these habits and tendencies, they are occurring as a result of our body just doing what is the easiest. So therefore, if we're not aware of these habits and tendencies, we'll often continue to work into areas of the body that are available and that are more dominant, which means those areas just continue to develop while the other areas continue to kind of be asleep or maybe even atrophy. So we're just trying to be a little bit more conscious to create more harmony in the body. Let's slowly come out of it. So readjusting right hand, push down. Inhale, reach up. Maybe your right hand needs to adjust. Let's reach high first, and then the arm out to the side, and then reaching the arm forward. We're going to finish right leg goes back. Relax the shoulders. You still want to push down through your right palm, but feel free through your left hand fingers as you reach forward, and long through your right toes as you go back. Lower everything down. Good. Let's draw the knees and the feet together, sitting the bum down towards the heels. Let the shoulders relax down and back as you turn your hands, palms forward. Breathing in, the arms go up. Now you can draw your palms together and cross your thumbs. You want to look up, not to the point that your head hangs back and you crease the back of the neck, but just to the point that you can look with your eyes, squeeze with your thighs, and slowly lower, keeping those 2 points very present. You want your forehead and the edge of your pinky fingers to connect down to the mat. Now you might find that your pinky fingers, they connect, but your forehead doesn't. No problem. Allow your head to relax as much as possible while you simultaneously stretch your fingers forward to the top of the mat. Allow your buttocks to lengthen and sit down towards your heels as you reach and you stretch forward, long through the whole arms. Remember, your arms in positions like these are an extension of your spine. So maybe you visualize the arms, the fingers reaching as an extension of the back body. Let's squeeze the thighs. Inhale. Again, your eyes can go a little bit towards your hands. Come up with your arms and your ears as together as you can. And we're going to slowly stand up all the way onto the knees. Let's draw the hands, palms into a prayer position and open up the knees so that they're about a hip width distance apart. We're going to inhale, lift the chest. And we're just going to lift and lean back slightly. From here, we're going to look right, left. So go ahead. Right. And coming through center, left. And again, right. And coming through center, left. Come through center, come back up. Shift the weight to your right knee. Slowly step the left foot all the way forward in front of you. Let's lean forward, drop the hands down, tuck the back toes under, and lift the back knee away from the mat. We're just going to pulse through the back heel a few times. You might prefer to be up on the fingertips, pulsing through the back heel. So the idea with this is that we're working into the hamstring, into the calf muscle rather. You might feel a little bit in the hamstring, definitely into the ankle. A few more pulses here. Good. Okay, let's let the back knee lower down and then inhale, draw the hands, palms into prayer position. And from here, stepping onto both of the knees. We're going to start the sequence again. So kneeling down, bum to the heels. Open up the palms as you breathe in, stretch the arms overhead, squeeze the thighs, looking up and exhale, coming down. So we're really working into the shoulders through this specific pose. Lower the forehead down as much as you can, and the fingertips continue to reach long and forward. Feel again, the arms are an extension of the spine, but you're having weight from your buttocks down towards your heels to anchor you. Reach, elbows extending, going long and straight. And then let's come out of it. Squeeze thighs, looking forward. Inhale, try to keep your hips as you come up, down towards your heels, and then standing up on the knees. Hands, palms in prayer. We'll open up the knees. We're going to lift the chin, lift the chest up towards the thumbs, a slight lean back. Let's go left, right, left, right. So left, coming through center, and right. Again, coming through center as you go left, squeeze thighs, coming through center as you go right. Coming through center. From here, back into the middle, shift the weight over to the left knee, right foot steps forward, and you're gonna lean forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up, and pulse through the back heel a few times. So just feeling into where you might wanna place your heel. It doesn't have to only be straight to the back of the mat. It might be a little bit in, angled in. This will get more of the outside of the calf. Or it could be a little bit angled out. This feels a little bit different in each position that you take. Okay, good. From here, let the back knee lower down. Inhale, untuck those back toes, palms into prayer. And we'll come onto both of the knees. Then let's lower the knees down. We've got just one more half tortoise pose, which is that movement that we took the last two times. So inhale, coming up. Palms in prayer, squeeze the thighs, looking towards your fingers, coming all the way down. Squeeze thighs, elbows long, reach forward. Now this pose is a really good way to balance out your sleep-wake cycle, allowing the head to be slightly below the heart. Keep stretching your fingers forward.
Keep squeezing ever so slightly into the head or the ears, depending on where your arms are. Let's come out of it. Squeeze thighs, look forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Let's stand up onto the knees. We'll bring the palms in prayer and open up the knees. And this time we're going to work a little bit differently. So we're still going to lift the chest up towards the thumbs, and we're going to lean back a little bit. We're going to cactus the arms. So we're going to cactus, look over, right shoulder, and then draw the hands back into prayer. Let's go cactus, look over, left shoulder, draw the hands back into prayer. Inhale, coming up, shift the weight, left foot, coming forward, lean forward, lower the hands, back toes tuck, back knee lifts, just a few pulses here. And then from this position, we're gonna come all the way up. So inhale, keep the front leg bent, slowly sweeping the arms up, up, up. And then we're gonna go down again, lowering the fingers down, down, down. Do that one more time. Inhale, going up, 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 and exhale, lowering down, down, down. From this position, palms are flat. Look back, round your spine to sweep your left heel into the back of the left leg. Hold 3, 2, 1. Again, lower your front foot in between your hands. Drop the back knee down. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, palms in prayer. Step it back. We're going to go to the other side from here. So we'll lift the chest, a little bit of lean back, open, left shoulder, looking over. Again, palms in prayer. Let's go. Right shoulder, cactus arms looking over, and palms come to prayer. Come back up into the center, shift the weight, right foot steps forward, leaning forward to drop the hands, back toes tuck, back knee lift. So a few pulses here, and then we'll find that stillness. Push down front foot, inhale, sweep up, up, up. And exhale, coming down, down, down. Inhale, sweep it again, up, 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 and exhale, coming all the way down. From here, flattening your hands, palms, lean forward so that you have more room to push down, sweep the heel. 3, 2, 1. Step the foot forward, lower the back knee down, untuck your toes, inhale, palms in prayer, onto both of the knees. This time, let's reach high, looking up. Exhale, flatten the palms. We're going to come to down dog. Tuck your toes. Look into your belly. Lift your hips up and come into your first down dog for the class. Allowing movement to occur through any areas of the body that you feel like are really going to benefit. Letting the tail move, the sides of the body begin to stretch and release. Once you feel like you've got out a bit of movement in your down dog, we'll come into some stillness. Remember that stillness is not restriction. Stillness is just the continuation of some consistent energies in the body. So from this position, make sure that your fingers are spread wide, your fingertips are gripping down. And the space, the webbing between your pointer finger and your thumb, that's really pushing down. You want to imagine like you're going to hop off of your hands. This will automatically draw your shoulders towards your ears. And then we just adjust that slightly by not releasing through the push, but simply wrapping the armpits as if they're going to face one another. Maybe there's a little bend in the knees. Maybe there's space between the heels and the mat. Let the back of the neck go long as you breathe here. Maybe there's a big sigh. Breathing into the body. Stay for a few more breaths. Okay, good. From here, we're going to look towards the top of the mat. And any way that you would like to, you're just gonna step your left foot in between your hands. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just drawing the left foot forward between the hands. We'll pulse that back heel a couple of times, and then we'll find our position, our stillness. Pushing down through the front foot, inhale, sweep the arms up, up, up. Exhale. Now this time you're gonna sweep the arms back, palms face the ceiling, hold. Inhale, let's go up, up, up. Exhale, coming down and sweeping the palms to face up. Let's do the hands, palms lowering down to frame the front foot like we did first time. Push the palms down, lean forward, sweep the left heel to the back of the leg. 3, 2, 1. Lower the front foot down in between the hands. Good, take a moment there, and then we'll step back to downward facing dog. Pushing down through the palms. Let's move to the other side. Right foot comes in between the hands. However you want to get there is fine. Maybe there's a few pulses through the back heel before you settle in stillness. And then inhale, push down front foot, reach up, sweep high. Good, exhale. Lower the hands and sweep the palms up. Inhale, coming up. So we're not being too specific. Exhale. And how we want the spine to be, palms up. Let's allow the hands to lower down. Frame the front foot, lean forward, push down, round the spine, squeeze heel to buttocks. 3, 2, 1. Then again, step the foot forward. Take a moment to breathe here, and then step back down dog. So we could easily just sweep the heel to the butt, and then right away step back to down dog. But it is a little bit, I guess, advances your skills to have that foot come in between the hands that one more time. So let's do one more on each side, just adding a few more layers. Taking the left foot, bringing it in between the hands. Maybe a pulse or two here through the back foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Reaching high. Exhale. Palms facing up. Inhale, sweeping the arms high. And again, exhale. Palms will face up. Then from here, let the hands lower down. Push down through the palms, shift your weight forward, squeeze the heel to the back of the leg. 3, 2, 1. And this time you're gonna switch your left leg over to the right. Okay, from here, shift the weight off of that right hand, reach up. You can go over, you can go up, holding for a few breaths. Feel how your feet are pushing down the floor, your left hand pushing down the mat as well. Let's look down, lower the right hand down, and from here, squeeze heel to the back of the left leg, step back. Downward facing dog. Good, let's go to the other side. Right foot comes in between the hands. Few little pulses, get yourself sorted. Inhale, going up, reaching high. Exhale, sweeping, palms face the ceiling. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, palms face up. Let's let the hands lower down, lean forward, squeeze the right heel to the back of the leg, hold. And now this time, we're gonna shoot the right leg out to the left. Now you might stay here, that's fine. Drop your back heel down so you feel your weight shift off your left hand. You can reach up. You can reach over. Finding a few more breaths. Let's look down to find the left hand flat again. Lift your back heel off the mat to squeeze your right heel in the back of the right leg. Step back. Downward facing dog. Nice work, you guys. Take a few breaths here. And we're gonna slowly walk the feet up to the top of the mat. So 1 foot at a time, just to allow the hips to move, the tail to move. Coming all the way up to the top. Comfortable distance between the feet. flop the body. Let the head go. Let the back of the neck go long. The head dropping and pulling you down. Little bend in the knees where you need it. And placing the hands or the arms in any position that's working for you. Few breaths. Okay, and we'll slowly come up. Take your time. Using the breath. And letting the shoulders relax as you come all the way up to standing. So we're going to work on a balance before we incorporate some of the sequence that we just did. So let's shift the body weight over towards the left foot, okay? And so from here, we feel that left knee nice and bent, nice and buoyant. You might want to take that left foot a little bit more in towards the center of your mat. We're going to draw the palms into a prayer position and squeeze the right knee up in towards the chest, holding here. So just find that balance in the body, find that breath, and we're going to work to slowly externally rotate, and then we'll again bring it back to where we started. Again, externally rotate, bring it back to where we started. The last time that we do this, as you externally rotate, feel free to twist your torso to your right, holding. It's as if your left elbow wants to connect with your right knee. 3, 2, 1. Keep your leg where it is, but turn your body forward and hook your ankle onto your knee as you sit your bum back. Sitting your bum back. Good. Holding here. Now feel free to take any position with your arms. Elbows can be on the leg. Palms can be prayer. Arms might like to be forward. We've got another 2 breaths here. Keep the jaw relaxed. Keep the weight on the heel. Let's draw the hands into a prayer position. Inhale, coming up. We're going to squeeze the knee up into the chest. Slowly take the leg back behind you into a brief balance. Feel the back leg long, reaching to the back of the mat. The crown of the head reaching forward to the top of the mat. And then from here, as your back toes lower to the mat, your hands frame your front foot. Lean forward to squeeze your left heel to the thigh, and then again, shift it, reaching over to the right. The drop of the back heel encourages weight off your right hand. You could stay here, or you can choose to reach up, or you can go over. Push down left hand, reach through the right fingers. 3, 2, and 1. Looking down, flat through the palm, high on the back toe, squeeze the heel to the buttocks, and here, step the foot through. Okay, we're gonna reverse it. Come forward, lift the back leg, palms in prayer. Inhale, coming up, knee up to chest. And exhale, lower the foot. Release the arms, palms slightly forward. Close the eyes, breathe. Just feel into whatever is coming up for you. The heart beating, the body becoming warm. Okay, let's let the eyes open. Again, we'll draw the palms in prayer. Shift the weight to the right leg and left knee comes up. Up, up, up. And then we'll go for external rotation. And then coming back to neutral. Again, external rotation. We'll come back to neutral. This time when you twist, feel free to also incorporate the body holding. So again, we're trying to keep the thumbs in the chest in alignment. We could easily move the thumbs towards the armpit, which works, but in this version, we're trying to keep the thumbs in, holding here. We'll keep the leg where it is, turn the body forward, and hook the ankle on the knee. Perhaps the hands stay in prayer. Perhaps you like to lower the elbows down, or perhaps you want to take the arms and reach them forward long. Weight is on the heel. Breathe. 3. Sit the bum back. 2. And 1. Palms in prayer. Inhale, up with the knee to chest, and then coming back into your balance. The leg goes back long. Feel, again, the energy of the left leg reaching behind you really is assisted by the energy of the crown of the head reaching forward in front of you. Then reach your toes to the back of the mat. Lower your hands to frame your front foot. Push down as you lean forward to sweep. Heel to the back of the leg. Then shoot the leg out to the left. As you drop the back heel down, you can lift weight off of your left palm. And you can keep the hand down or you can reach. Feeling that energy and that stretch right from the outer edge of the left foot all the way through to the left fingers. And let's lower the hand down. As you lift on the back toes, you can squeeze the right heel to the back of the thigh again. Step the foot in between the hands, coming forwards. Back leg lifts, palms in prayer. Finding your balance, spread through your right toes. Then inhale up, knee to chest, up through the center, and exhale, lower the foot. Turn the palms, close the eyes, and breathe. Maybe there's a bit of a sigh from the mouth. We're going to take this sequence one more time. It's going to be less holds, a little bit more of a flow. So we'll let the eyes open, draw the palms in prayer. Let's shift the weight to the left foot. Little bend in the left knee. Left knee or right knee lifts. Right away, external rotation, twist. Come back through center. Hook ankle on knee, sit. 3. Whatever you want to do with the hands, 2, 1. Drawing the palms into prayer, standing up, knee lifts. Take it back. Maybe you want to open the arms. Maybe you want to reach forward, sideways, backwards. We're going to now take the back leg to the back of the mat. Lower the hands to frame the front foot. Push down, squeeze. Heel to the back of the leg. Pause. Shoot the leg out to the right side. Lift. And lower that right hand. Push down. High on the back toes as the left heel squeezes in. Step the left foot forward. Shift forward, back leg lifts. Palms in prayer. Inhale, up, knee to chest. Exhale, lower down. Let's go right to the other side. Shifting into the right leg. Left knee lifts. External rotation as you twist. Keep the front leg externally rotated. Twist forward. Hook the ankle on the thigh. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, coming up. Squeeze the knee up into the chest. Take the leg back, back, back. Feeling the arms find their own position that feels good for you right now. And then lower the back leg down. Lower the hands down. Push down through the palms. Sweep. Heel to the back of the leg. Shoot the leg out to the left side. Maybe the weight is shifting as you reach. Breathe here. Okay, lower the hand down. Reversing. Squeeze the heel to the back of the leg. Step the foot through. Lift the back leg up. Shifting the weight to the front foot, palms into a prayer. Inhale up to standing. Knee to chest. And from here, lower it down. Good. Let's take a moment with the palms forward for the eyes to close. Breathe.
Try to be still but soft. Any desire to move or fidget is automatically overridden by your focus on a calm, relaxed breath and body. All right, we'll take the eyes open. Breathe in, the arms will go up. And exhale any way you want to get there, forward fold. Planting your hands down, we're going to step back to a high plank position. Pausing here. Feeling that lift and that spread between the shoulder blades. And then from here, gently lower the knees. And exhale, slowly come all the way down onto your belly. Lowering the body. We're going to take a few moments on either side to just release and relax. Look to the right, left ear down. And look to the opposite side, right ear down, looking to your left. And then we'll draw the chin forward here. So on your belly, we're going to take the arms forward long towards the top of the mat. And you want to make sure that your fingers are nice and spread here. And we're going to use the strength of the back. So rather than bending the elbows and pushing ourselves up, we're going to use the strength of the spine to see if we can lift up without bending the elbows. So maybe that means you only lift up a little bit. That's okay. If your floor or your mat is super sticky, then you can definitely do one by one if you want, okay? And we're gonna take, looking over right, coming through center. Look over left, come through center. Again, look over right, come through center. Look over left, and come through center. Slowly, try to slide as you release the arms forward. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, faces down, just like we did in the beginning of the class. Tuck your toes under and lift your belly button off the mat. So again, your sitting bones are angling down towards your heels. Your pubic bone is scooping up towards your belly button. You're squeezing the elbows in. 3, 2, 1. Let that release. Again, sliding the arms forward, reaching them long. Let's inhale, lift up. So maybe you need to walk one by one, but try to keep the elbows straight. Lifting the chest. Let's go again, right and center, left and center. Now we're going to add something. When you look over the right shoulder, squeeze the right heel in towards the buttocks. Hold. And then let that go. Release. Look over the left shoulder, squeeze the left heel into the buttocks by bending the left knee. Hold. Let that release. Come through center, lower. All the way down. And again, hands under the shoulders. Faces down, tuck your toes under. Drop the tailbone down towards the heels. Push the pubic bone down into the mat and up towards your face or towards your belly button. Squeeze the elbows in, belly buttons lifted. 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Okay, coming forward with the chin. Let's open up the legs. Opening up the legs so they're a little bit wider, maybe the mat width. And again, arms are coming forwards. Let's inhale, come up. Trying to, again, keep the arms straight.
And we'll go right, left with the bending of the knees. So look over right shoulder, bend right knee, and then straighten it out. Look over left shoulder, bend left knee, and then straighten it out. Now again, look over right shoulder, bend right knee, keep the right knee bent, move the head. Look over left shoulder, bend left knee, keep the left knee bent, reposition the head, touch your big toes together, and try to squeeze the heels to the buttocks. You can keep your gaze forward. You can look up, like you're drawing the back of the head towards the toes. Holding here. Keep pushing your big toes against one another. 3, push down through the hands. 2, lift up through the chest. 1, release both legs down. Slowly let the arms release forwards. Drop the forehead, then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Again, tuck the toes. So your toes are tucked, your thighs are down, your pubic bone is down, but your belly button is lifted. Your ribs are down, your chest is down, your forehead is down. 3. Squeeze elbows in. 2. At the end of this, we are going to push back to child's pose. 1. Look into the belly as much as you can. Elbows squeeze, push back. Oh, got my mic caught into the child's pose. Exhale there. Inhale. We're going to come forward to tabletop position into the middle of the mat, and we're going to come into a little bit of pigeon pose play. So from here, you want to make sure that your fingers are nice and spread. Let's take the right leg back, tuck the right toes under, and from here you're going to squeeze that left knee over to the right wrist or elbow, and then you'll drop it down. Do that 2 more times. Squeeze across, drop it down. Last time, squeeze across. Now this time, knee comes forward. Then you can lower the hips down. So we'll take a few different variations within our pigeon pose, but be mindful that we want the hips to stay square. The more your back hip opens up, the less you're going to feel it into the left glute. So the more that you allow the hips to be aligned, the more you can target the left glute and also this hip flexor on the right side. So let's take a few body rolls. If you have any props that you need to put underneath your left buttocks, go ahead. Okay, find the right position for you. And we lift the chin, and then we're going to come forward, drop the head, and come up with the chin tucked in. At the end, chin will lift. Keep going like that. Taking your own pace, your own style, your own expression of this movement. Okay, and we're going to finish upright. So we're going to come into a little back bend. So I prefer fingertips, okay? It's totally up to you. But what we're going to do is use the hands to push us to look up. And then we'll just readjust and come neutral. Let's do it again. Push and look up. Readjust. Now you might walk those hands in closer for more push. And forward. Doing this a few more times. Even if it's just a simple change of your eyes, even if all you're doing is looking forward and then looking up, that's perfect. If that's your maximum in your body, then that's great. That is what you need to do in order to create a shift. Coming back into the center. All right, from here, walking the hands, and we're going to lower down onto the right elbow. We're going to use the left hand to twist. Twist, and then looking down. A few more like that. Twist to your left, and looking down. 2 more. Twist up, looking down. Last one, twist up. Maybe you'd like to hold here. Maybe I personally prefer to be on my left hand fingertips and draw my hand to a point where it gives me more leverage to twist. Up to you. Okay, let's slowly allow the gaze to come down. Now take about the next
30 seconds to do whatever you feel like you want to do in this pose. Perhaps you want to stay on the elbows. Perhaps you really enjoyed some of that up motion stuff, or you stay in that twist, or you just come down into your own version. So just being mindful in our pigeon pose that we do have the hips more or less in alignment, meaning that the right hip isn't open and twisting back. And the reverse of that would be as if we were leaning too far over, and then we have the left knee going out and the left buttocks lifting up. So we're all gonna feel the effect of this in a slightly different alignment. But the idea is to really target into that left glute. Couple more breaths. And let's slowly use the hands to bring ourselves up here. We're gonna lift the chest. You're gonna rock your weight onto your left buttocks and swing this right leg around so the foot is flat. We're gonna come into lengthening through this hip. So I want you to send your left leg forward to the top of the mat. Squeeze your right knee to your chest and lie down on your back. To feel the front of the left hip go long, pulling the right knee in towards the chest. Shoulders down, elbows in. Maybe you flex your left toes to kick a bit more through the left heel if you want to target a specific muscle within the leg. You'll know when you feel it. And then we're going to use the push of the right knee into the hands to come up, all the way up again, okay? And then from here, we're just going to come onto the hands and the knees. Hands, palms flat, and we'll work into the other side. So we'll take the left leg back on the left toes. Right knee goes to the left elbow or wrist 3 times. 3, dropping it down. 2, dropping it down. 1, and then it comes forward. Now, that is definitely a good core exercise and a really good way to bring awareness to the trunk muscles. But what we're doing it for is to increase the strength of the inner thigh, which releases the muscles and the tension through the outer hip. So finding that position for your body that works. Maybe a prop. Each side will it's very common for each side to feel different than the other, okay? And let's come forward. Chin long, and then pull the chin in and come up. And forward. Pull the chin in, coming up. Few more like this. And we'll finish on the up. And then from here, we're going to push to come into a little back bend. And then neutral. These can be very dramatic and big, or they can be really mini. Again, like I said on the other side, you might need to walk the hands in, or you might just choose to move the eyes, and that's it. 1 or 2 more like that. Pushing into the back bend. And coming neutral. Let's do 1 more. Lift chest. And forward. Let's lower down to the left elbow. Now choose where you want your right hand. If you like fingertips or palm flat, twist. and look down. Again, twist. And looking down. One more twist. If you'd like to hold, you can hold. If you prefer to twist back down again, that's fine too. Use your right hand in a way that works for you, keeping your left hip forward towards your right heel. All right, and then finding a position for yourself that works, a position that feels effective for your body for the next 30 seconds or so. Last few breaths here. And we'll start to inhale, gradually come up. Lifting the chest, roll your weight to your right buttocks to swing the left leg around, soles of the foot flat. Straighten out long through your right leg. Hug the left knee in as you lower all the way down. Squeezing the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Back of the neck really goes long, as if it's going to touch. It might even connect for some of you to the back, or to the mat rather, to the floor underneath you. Perhaps you like to flex through your right toes as you use the strength of the fingers and the biceps to draw the left knee down. We are going to stay on our backs from here, so gradually let the leg release. So both legs are long, and you just feel into any rebounding sensations, any feelings of temperature change within the body. This is that beautiful flush and rush of freshly oxygenated high-speed blood, really helping to increase the mobility of the joints, improve the functionality of the body. Just staying there for a few more breaths. And we're going to come into a nice little twist, plus a beautiful lengthening through the outer leg. So we'll allow both of the knees to bend up, soles of the feet flat onto the mat. We're going to work with first the left leg. So we'll just lift the left foot away from the mat. As you do that, walk your right foot a little bit in towards the center. And we can have the arms slightly come out to the sides, because as soon as we take that foot and we walk it into the center, it's a little bit more balance work, okay? Let's take the right hand and reach around towards the outside of the left leg. Now, this can be done with this left knee bent as it is, or you might like to straighten that left leg. This will generally get a much deeper stretch through the outside of the upper leg here. But you can always bend it if you feel like that's more accessible for you, or if that's more effective and therapeutic for you in your body. Now we're going to be twisting the left leg over towards the right. So again, leg can be straight or bent. And we're just going to go nice and slow. So as you do this, I want you to walk that right foot not only in towards the center, but lay the outside of the right leg down. So you're just gonna go slow. Now there's gonna be a point where you feel like you need support, especially if your leg is straight, underneath. So swap your hand to go underneath and rest your elbow down. So now the hand is supporting the leg. Keep flexing through your left toes. And again, if the knee is bent, you might still have your hand underneath, or you might have removed your hand altogether. If your leg is straight, just for now, keep a support with your hand underneath. And now we'll just turn the chin over the left shoulder. So what we're trying to do is feel into the extension and the straightening of the left leg so that we feel into the release through the outside of the hip. And it's not so much about the spine twist at this point, but more about this opening into the IT band here. Keep flexing the toes, especially if that leg is straight. And then we're going to gradually allow the hand to release out. You're holding the leg, and then you can let it drop down. Again, if that leg is bent, that's fine. At this point, you can continue to actively straighten the left leg, or you can choose to just let it bend a lot or a little, up to you. If you wish, and the foot is there, the left fingers or the right fingers are going to hook onto the left foot as you twist. So this can be a combination of a twist plus a effective lengthening into the outside of the leg. And that will happen definitely if your leg is straight. However, if the left knee is bent, then it's a little bit more about the twist. And either way is fine. You just need to decide what is working for you. So if you have hooked your fingers on your toes, we're going to let that go. Now you can choose to come out of it in any way that you want to. I personally like to engage my leg so that I come out of it the same path that I went into it. So that's up to you. If you want to just hug the knee into the chest and roll onto your back, that's okay too. Reposition the head first. And up to you how you want to come out. Okay, and then from here, we're going to slowly allow both legs to go long. Just to feel into that flush, that rush of blood returning into the left leg. And we'll bend the knees again, soles of the feet flat. And we'll take the right leg in the air this time and walk the left foot a little bit into the center. We'll take the left arm along the outside of the right leg. And again, this knee can stay bent, or you can kick the heel up so the leg is straight. Now, as this leg slowly comes over, you're going to drop to the outside of your left leg. And as soon as you do that, you should feel there's a lot more of a stretch through the right leg. Now, the hand can support underneath as you come into your twist. Now, you can also use a block underneath the leg if you wish. And then we can come into turning the gaze over the right shoulder. If there's a lot of weight on your hand or on a block that's underneath the leg, this just tells you that you might be going a little bit too deeply, too quickly into this. So we're looking for the stretch in the outside of the right leg, and that stretch occurs because the right hip is not just completely rolling over to the left. If we let the right hip fully go over to the left, we lose the stretch. So we gain the stretch by imagining the right heel is reaching further away and the right hip is reaching further to the right. Again, if the knee bends and that works better for you right now, that's fine. And then we'll allow the leg to lower all the way down, either again, keeping it straight or bending into the knee. And you can also choose to extend the arms both out, or maybe grabbing onto the big toe and giving yourself a bit of a kick that way. And again, you can come out of this however you wish. Let the head be neutral, and then slowly making your exit. However you come out of it is fine. You just can finish with both of the legs down, letting the arms also come along the sides of the body. And just feeling that rush and that flush of blood through your right side leg. Letting the eyes close. And just feeling the body start to come into this savasana. This is our dead body pose or our corpse pose. And although we are very much alive and well, the energy and the appearance is that of stillness. Both from an external perspective and now especially at the end of our practice from an internal perspective, just really feel the stillness of you, of all parts of you, the physical body dropping, the stillness manifesting as a result of everything that you've done. And with that stillness comes clarity, comes peace, and this level of calm that is always within us. But life proves to be very challenging, and it prevents us sometimes from accessing this easily. So just feeling into the gratitude of the stillness that you have created, the clarity that you have made happen, and all these amazing qualities that you've brought to the surface. Just allowing that to seep in as you lie here and rest. As you lie here and allow your whole self, your whole being to really cross the finish line of your practice. This is where we are uniting all parts of ourselves within stillness, breathing, relaxation. And I invite you to just stay here for as long as you feel like you need. For as long as you feel like your body, your mind, your energy is asking you. Take time at the end of your practice to acknowledge your experience and the capacity in which you were able to participate, and just the simple fact that you showed up. You carved out time and you made it through. So powerful. So thank you very much for this practice.